guys. You're welcome to the Whole Man podcast. And with me on set today is a seasoned HR professional. He's a global HR leader with over a decade of excellence managing human resources across Africa. Presently, he's the head of HR Nigeria and Ivory Coast at Bioscape Commodities. He drives strategic HR initiatives in the biofuel industry. Previously, he held key HR roles at Pharma Health, leading large-scale integrations and talent development for a 700 plus workforce. Nelson holds an MBA in Human Resources from Lagos State University and is passionate about building high-performing teams and enhancing business excellence in multinational environments. Welcome, Mr. Nelson
Thank you
Dominic.
very much. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome to the Human Podcast. And I think the first question I will ask is, this year you are considering in the Human Conference, you're considering Emergence. I think one key thing to Emergence is clarity. So how can you say clarity has helped your journey as a professional?
I mean, clarity is really very essential if you really want to build a career, because if you don't know where you're going, anywhere can look like a destination. So if you're looking to build a career, understanding what exactly you want to do, where you want to be part-time would help. But also to strike the balance, the subject of clarity is not something to rush at, because as you journey, the career is supposed to be a journey, it's not supposed to be a destination for you. As you journey, you begin to get more clear. The clarity begins to, come more to you. I mean, understand what you want. But I think the most important thing is that you understand what your basic step is, what you want to do. So I mean, once you understand what exactly want to do, you're going, the bigger clear picture, unfolds as you go, right? Clarity is important at the beginning to know where to step into. However, the subject of clarity is an ongoing conversation, and we get there as we become.
That's it. I was going to ask that because I know clarity is something that you can bog your head around and then without knowing that you just actually sometimes just leave, just journey on. You get to a certain point and you begin to see, just like the day. And at certain times of the day, you do not see as far. But once daylight comes, you begin to see.
Exactly.
So clarity comes with the journey.
It comes with the journey.
Thank you very much for that insight. What's your let's say perspective as to someone who is a career generalist? I know what is popular is one who is a career specialist, but that concept, career generalist, I came across that concept when I was also on my own journey to getting clarity. I was like, I'm struggling with these things, I'm struggling with these things. But I knew that it hit me that in that season of my life, I was just meant to just generalize and not really just bug my head about specialization. So what do you say on that?
I mean, the generalist and specialist debate has been on for decades, as long as the professional space has been, right? I think what I personally believe, and the opinion I hold strongly, is that first become a generalist before you specialize. In that way, you can from time to time switch and pick several specialization, I meant to say. So if, for instance, let me take my field, for instance, I'm in HR. Now, build my career as a generalist. If I get an opportunity to become, say, a talent acquisition manager, which is recruitment, tomorrow, I will thrive. If I get ready to become a learning and development specialist, I will thrive. If I'm also supposed to, drive performance as a performance management specialist, I will thrive. If I'm also supposed to, drive total reward, I will thrive. And the reason is because over the course of my career, I focused around building skills and competence across these areas for several years of my career. And so imagine I started just out with being a specialist and focused on recruitment, and I've been there all my life. I can have a feeling career as a recruiter, as a talent acquisition manager. However, it's more interesting and more sweet that I can easily move around, navigate different waters of my space because I've started out as a generalist. And so for me, one advice I give to career professionals is I think you should start as a generalist, right? Understand and build competencies across several specializations within your industry. In so much that if you choose to specialize tomorrow, right, you can, have different options within your space to play around with.
Absolutely. So you have to generalize before you specialize.
My personal opinion, yeah.
Wow, that's it. Aside building competencies and skills, there's that part. There's also the place of positioning for career growth. Nelson, I don't want to do office politics. Somebody's just saying out there, I don't like all the office drama. That's why I like to work from home. I don't see anybody. Just do my work.
So even if you work from home, you really would not be able to avoid the politics you run away from. We are political animals as human beings, right? Now, for every organization where there are people, there would be several chase for the cake, for the cheese, right? And different people have. See, the work is mostly about interest. There's the business interest, there's no personal interest. Only few persons know how to put business interest above their interest. And so you find that begins to now create environments and culture where politics is the order of the day. And so if you're in that environment, the solution is not to chicken out. The solution is, where do I need to place my cheese part-time? Do I even understand the political environment of where I'm working? Do I understand the bureaucratic environment of where I'm working? And how do I ensure that I'm not caught in the web of whatever is happening here that may be negative, but I'm channeling all those negativity into making me better? See, career growth is beyond competency, like you said, and skills. It's majorly around positioning, visibility. I do my job is not enough to get a promotion. Who sees the job that you do? How visible are you? What are you putting on the table part-time? Not I do my job. It's not enough to grow. You only become a bitter employee, and use that word intentionally, if all you choose to do is I'm doing my job and go home, because people who are being visible, who are positioning themselves, are getting better attention than yourself, and you go and say, oh, they are not doing much. I mean, while competencies and skills are at the prerequisite and basics, several things from communication, emotional intelligence, visibility, positioning are key things that will help you thrive in the workplace.
So basically, if your mind is set on career growth,
then you must play the long game. You must play the long game.
That's a take home for everyone.
Yeah.
So I'll just end with this. What's the best advice you have received or you have given concerning career growth and career life generally?
The best advice I've received, and that's exactly what I think is from my mentor. I mean, if you know me for long, you know that I have a very solid mentor, Yemi Fashion. And that is, follow the process. Do not think or decide to arrive suddenly. There's a process to it. Follow the process and ensure that while you're following that process, you are doing the right thing part time. Success will come.
You're doing the right thing part time. I'll just end with this. Sorry. How do you ensure that you're doing work, right? But in the long term, your work is meaningful and it has impact? I'm thinking long term right now.
So it's a very subjective question you've asked me, because what meaning and impact means for different persons varies. So first is define what meaning and impact is for you as far as your career is concerned, right? For some people, it's just to earn. For some other persons, you know what, is to see that I'm doing XYZ to arrive at XYZ, right? So define what that is, and then ask yourself, what do I need to do to get there? And then chart your course yourself. So I can't say this 1, 2, 3 things to do, because it's a personal journey, right? Define what exactly it is for you. We talk about meaning and impact, right? Impact for me could be just doing my life and coaching and mentoring young people. Impact on that person is, you know what, I'm earning money, I'm using the money to do philanthropy, right? So it depends on what impact is for you. So identify what impact is for you, and then use that to chart your course.
Thank you very much. So you need to define what impact means, define what fulfillment
is for you.
Necessarily brings. Thank you so very much for the insight
you're welcome.
You've granted us on the Whole Man podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So viewers, you've heard it all. I did fail to mention that he hosts a podcast also, and it's called the Workplace Podcast, and you need to listen. There's a whole lot of value that he dispenses from time to time. Do well to subscribe, do well to also listen in. We'll be putting the links right now. So do well to follow him, Nelson Dominic, on all social media platforms.
Thank you.
I am very sure, you get value. He has value to give. Has a whole lot of it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening to the Workplace Podcast. See you next time in the next episode.
Thank you.